front of the person like this, but side, because we're throwing a person in their weak direction. First of all, I need to show backwards in this direction here, not out this corner. Actually, he's really strong out this corner. If I try and show with Soto Gari out this corner here, he can lean that way there and just drop the leg back slightly, and he's very strong in this direction. It's crazy to try and throw him in this corner here, but most people try and do that. This is the corner he's really weak at. If you look at the angle, so I've got to come around the corner and try and throw him this way. That's the principle. So for a starter, I offset my body, standing close, stepping back, and I have to practice coming in for the technique. I've got to rock his body weight so he's standing over one leg, and then put my body in there, and then practice this sweep through. And so for this technique, I have to step out a long way and step in a long way for development of hip and power with the uchikomi. I want to come in and step forward and practice chest contact, drawing his body weight, arcing it over, getting my body in, leg coming up, sweeping through and stepping up. And over accentuate the hip. We want the hip to come through and even, so that when I'm in for the technique here, I get good chest, my body's in here, my hip is through. The pivot point, the axis for the technique, becomes a pivot point through my hip and through Show's hip as well. And so when I actually throw, can I throw this time? The legs come over the top and round and through. So it shows your power is free. So, here, drawing across here and up here. Then this hand lifts up from under their armpit and like this, draws their body weight forward, and then most people resist this pulling forwards, they resist backwards, and then we come in, well, yeah, don't drop your leg back yet. Here, when you come in for the technique, as you come in, you put the weight on this side, and the person naturally resists that. As you step in, I go here, I come, put the weight on this side, and then they naturally resist, and you arc it to the other shoulder, to the other leg, and like this. That's the timing. Yeah. And this, they naturally push you away. Every time you come in for the throw, especially in randori, they'll just push back through here. They use this edge of this hand in your shoulder. So as you come in for Soto Gari, you have this shrug of the shoulder that you have to practice. And that takes the resistance to the technique away. So you've got here, it's just relaxed, but as you come in, here you step up deep and you shrug the shoulder here. And that is through nudging, through your fingers, through their arm. You nudge and come in. You nudge and come in. Like that. And then we're practicing our chest. Yeah. I think I showed with a quick step before, but sometimes actually when you do Soto Gari, you start with a quick step like this here. Because every time you come in for a Soto Gari, it's hard to get the chest because of this problem here of them pushing you away, and you need to shrug, but you still, you know, one of the answers is to wrap your chest around here. Instead of actually trying to get here, you make the forearm the contact point. And so instead of going for here, you just simply lock here like that and lock it in tight with a wakishima here. And you do that with a shrug here like this. So that's one option. Another option is to quick step. And so from here is to jump step to start. So you have this here, you're ready to shrug here, so you're pulling in so that you can shrug as you go. And ken, Soto Gari, hop, the Soto Gari. And another option is for a small person is to cut across the front here. You can just cut it through here. So with this one, you put your foot in front of their foot, leave space for your body, and just shrug here. So it's still shrug, but here. Small man's. So, but the one I usually do is here is like that Soto Otoshi start, where you're driving down more than anything, but it becomes Soto Gari because they resist, they step back, and then you end up doing Soto Gari because you've got to push down here. You need that really strong grip where you turn your palm out and drive down by keeping it central on your body. It's really strong, and this hand lifts and pushes on the side of their head here, and just going forwards and then flicking the end of the throat to get a nice technique. That's the one I like to do. But the other action that's really good with a Soto Gari is switching to sasai. So go for a Soto Gari, but then do sasai surikomi-ashi. So we go for a Soto Gari, here, but drop, step. So we drop the foot, step, tilt under here, and do sasai surikomi-ashi instead. Or you pretend you're going to do sasai surikomi-ashi, but then you take it through to Soto Gari. Anything else? Just maybe Soto Gari. Yamashita Sensei said, go over the top with his hand. This is his style. He's a big teacher of judo, but he was over the top with his hand and pulling in here for a large man and pulling across, and definitely coming through this way with the Soto Gari. Like this, yeah. That's moving Uchikomi is in time. As he steps back, I've got to step up. Chest, hip, sweep, training. Okay? Then, next stage up from that is double timing it. Sometimes it's good to double time the Soto Gari. So, it's so you get